everyone, and welcome, perhaps even welcome back to Anime Overviews. I'm your host, BladesArisen, and with me today are Demon and Wraith. And we're covering Call of the Night today, which was a big anime when it first hit the scene. Very recently, it's only a couple years old. It's a very off-kilter show with a lot going on and a lot to talk about, and I may or may not suffer a psychological breakdown or two, so yeah, this is going to be interesting if this is the first episode of Anime Overviews you've ever seen. I apologize in advance. I know what's coming. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy. Obviously, spoiler warning for the first 3 episodes of Call of the Night. Additionally, this is an adult-oriented podcast with a lot of adult humor, so obviously not meant for kids. Finally, an epilepsy warning. There may be some flashing lights, some movement, colors, etc. in the video version of this podcast release, so just throwing that out there so no one is caught off guard. Yeah, let's get into it.
Ladies, gentlemen, insects, germs, whichever you wish to refer to yourself as, welcome. If you are a returning fan, welcome back to the Anime Overview Podcast. I am Wraith. You may have heard me yap a couple of times before. If not, lock the fuck in. This is going to be a yap fest and a half. Imagine you are just like chilling, you're having a good time, you're sitting around, you're like, man, life is so good. And then a flashbang gets tossed through your window.
Yeah.
And then another one. With me, I have my wonderful co-hosts, BladesArisen.
We're living in a simulation. We are math. You are numbers. There's no accountability. Emotions are fake. You're fake. You're a brain in a jar, floating in an abyss.
More mental
You are
breakdown.
jelly in a liquid.
Disclaimer, everything I just said was satire and fucking stupid.
And Demon. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Shit. Fuck, I'm here.
Clearly, women don't exist on the internet. You're just schizophrenic. It's
I don't know
okay.
what you're talking about. Women don't exist. Fuck.
Fantastic intros as always. Holy shit.
Anyways, today's episode, which was chosen by Demon, so if you want to poke anyone, it's his fault here.
I have a
We have
streak
Call
of
of the
getting
Night.
bad ones.
He really does. Oh man. Oh man. All right.
Let's crack it, shall we?
Boom.
So, Call of the Night has been produced by the studio Leiden Films at the year of 2022, and it was running up until just about the end of 2025, so only a couple of months ago as of this recording. It was a 13-episode run on TV. It's, standard run for most shows, 22 minutes. Not a big deal. Our main listed director was Tomoyuki Itamura, with another director labeled for season 1 with Tetsuya Miyanishi as the assistant director. There was also 3 different producers that were also not added to this list, but also are credited on the Wikipedia page, of which we have a Hana Sugawara. For season 1, we have a Shigetoshi Sato, and for a season 2, we have Kazuki Arachi. I may pronounce those names wrong, and I apologize in advance.
They're better than my pronunciations.
For music, we have Yoshiaki Diwa. As for the script writing was a little hard to find an English script writer for, but for our Japanese scriptwriter, we have a Michiko Yokote, and for English, we have a Kaylin Black.
Nice.
I believe there's also one other thing that is not necessarily listed here. I want to double check just to be certain.
Go right ahead.
Ah, yes. This was also licensed by Sentai Filmworks, and the original network that it could be found on was Fuji TV.
Oh, it's definitely a
For a
Sentai
more
dub.
specific date. Matter of fact, Wikipedia also lists this as 25 episodes, not the 13 episodes.
Yeah, that's season 1.
You know
and
what? I believe
season
having
2.
that.
Yeah,
I was gonna
that's
say,
2
that's
seasons.
both seasons combined. I believe for the sake of this first season, it's 13. The exact run dates were the 8th of July, 2022 to September 19th, 2025. So, yeah, about 4 months ago prior to recording.
All right, and we got another one.
You provided a wonderful overview for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
We have some actual roles listed for this. You've done your research well.
I only did 3. I could have filled 4 in. This guy just just has some kind of direction roll on all of the Monogatari series, the whole thing. Oh man, that explains some things about this show.
Yeah, I've never seen so many shots of, dear God, this is closing in on softcore porn. So many times.
We'll come around to that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, that's for Kier.
Yes. Before we get diving into,
hold on, there's supposed to be other ones. We're missing like a shitload of slides. Give me a minute.
Professional tier quality.
Oh, here they are.
While we're discussing this, has anyone seen the show before?
No.
Nobody.
Absolutely.
Not a soul.
I've seen multiple fan arts of Nazuna, usually suggestive ones. That is my exposure to Call the Night.
I mainly wanted to watch because the main girl, she was hit some interests.
Oh yeah, they're doing that show on purpose. They're doing that show on purpose.
It was entirely intentional, I guarantee it.
So anyway, this was an adventure, as we were all kind of hoping for. However, it was not the kind of adventure any of us were expecting at all. This is not entirely true, because I freaking analyzed the High Dive cover art for this show, which I'm gonna pull up actually.
Before we even
we're gonna
started.
talk about this shit.
I knew I was getting into fan service. I just didn't realize it was pretty much going to be only fan service with inserts.
Yeah, it was oops all fan service.
I literally looked at this and I'm like, wow, they put this girl in a pose to include hips, thigh, midriff, shoulder, and bust in the same shot. And fang.
And absolute
that sort of thing.
territory. Can't forget that as well.
Well, I did say thigh.
More specifically, not just
the area between.
So I immediately noted that there are like 4 to 6 points of interest on this cover art, depending on who you are. And immediately I was like, oh, I'm getting some interesting vibes here. And yeah, those vibes turned out to be entirely correct. Because this shit is etchy. I don't care if Mal put an etchy tag on it or not, because that's what it is.
It isn't bad.
aggressively so.
It's a relatively light etchy as far as etchy goes, but it definitely counts.
They were literally doing ASMR at one point in the fucking show.
Yes, the first episode when she's trying to get him to go to sleep. ASMR.
Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, that gave me a slight ick because
there's
I'm not into the ASMR.
This show wants you to feel some things, bro.
I only felt lingering
There's
dread.
a major fucking problem here. The main character is fucking 14.
Yeah.
It's a fucking problem.
I don't know. I don't know who the target audience for this is, and I'm alarmed that I can't tell.
They're trying to get teenagers to watch this instead of shit like Attack on Titan.
Because when I self-insert into this, I'm in my late 20s. I'm fine. I'm like, oh, vampire chick who's probably got a huge age gap on me? Nah, no, it's fine. That's fine. 14-year-old protagonist who's getting...
As a fun side fact, I
called
even
into
found
the night
by on the wiki page. It
woman.
Actually says there's an estimation on Wikipedia of 3240.
That's not as bad as I expected, but goddamn.
That's still
a little aggressive considering.
This is getting into some Monster Girl Quest shit right there.
He's getting.
Well, it is apparently elaborated on because I've done a little bit of looking.
It's a little bit sus. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Listen, there's all these people bitching, complaining, and this is somehow like an 8 on Mal about fucking lollies, and then
Clearly
they don't have a complaint about a 14-year-old getting approached by a 40-year-old woman.
Listen, clearly Call the Night's winning. Okay.
This is where we have the difference.
Listen, you take this guy and you make him 19. 2 thumbs up.
Literally make him of like
2 thumbs up.
like adult age.
He's hack
That'd be fine. That would be fine.
Majority like females like wrote this shit.
We never clarified that. No.
A lot of women worked on the anime. That's true.
Like, I was about to say,
it appears to be both women who wrote the English script. I don't know.
Holy fuck, snake bug.
I don't know, but this anime has man service in it, so women were
regardless
involved.
of whoever wrote any of this, I don't like this trend. That is my whole.
All right, let's wait.
Regardless,
Let's attempt.
this rides the wake of that trend.
setting.
Alright, let's get up the visuals. Because it's pretty much pure nighttime, because God can't sleep, but it has a bunch of shiny lights that are just colors the whole screen, and pure shades of like blue, yellow, and shit,
Blues, purples, pinks.
which
Some of
is
that
kind of
synthwave shit.
a bit
Every
weird.
conceivable shade of ultraviolet purple you can possibly think of. Usually
But
in
I like it.
that whole
It's
lighting.
actually pretty well done.
rose.
It's actually pretty well done. I do like it.
It is completely ethereal and otherworld looking. Looks like a goddamn Xenoblade Chronicles environment. I mean, I think it's pretty. I see why Demon's probably not a huge fan, because the environments are very
but-
realistic. The lighting's just fucking crazy.
The lighting just fucks with it. Ugh.
It worked for me, but like it is for Demon, it's not going to work for everyone, because they are doing, and we'll discuss this at length for this show. I assure you of that, because I had some feelings. But in the case of the visuals here, all right, it's
See landscape good.
it's very aggressively clashing between very realistic and pretty nicely depicted deserted urban Japan. I don't hate it. I often hate urban environments. I didn't hate this one. They put enough interesting camera angles and depicted it in a grounded enough, interesting enough way to where I was not turned off by the urbanness of everything. I am the type that hates concrete jungles, but this didn't. I wasn't a huge fan of setting, but it didn't bother me. Let's put it that way. I did personally like the lighting, but I did notice many times that holy shit, this lighting and these gradients are whacked the fuck out. It's obviously thematic. It's thematic lighting. It's obvious. It's very unsubtle. It's look at all these pretty lights and how beautiful it is out here, drawing him out of his drab, boring home and out into the beautiful night. It's very, very extremely unsubtle and beautiful.
I will say that whole premise alone, that it's set at nighttime, gets bonus points for me, because I literally am nocturnal, pretty much.
I'm pretty certain we all are. I mean, it's like almost midnight right now.
We're all
Mine is
nocturnal right now.
aggressively. I am aggressively.
Oh, I'm nocturnal on purpose right now. I wasn't when
I
we
go to
started this
bed at 7
podcast, but I am now. Other than the setting, which is an obvious thing to discuss in terms of visuals, the environments are the obvious sticking point. You will either like them or they will twist your brain into knots, and there is not going to be much of an in-between for this one. They are well depicted, if nothing else. The lighting is wildly ethereal.
I didn't have
How do we feel
much
about
to
the
say
general art
about it.
style and art direction, other than the lighting?
I don't hate the art style.
Not
it's
bad,
pretty solid.
Just most of the characters it was kind of very bland besides the main girl.
I think that's on
Yeah.
purpose. That's just
dead
my 2 cents, but I think that's probably on purpose.
They do fall a little flat,
It's got a...
but like it's
It's-
still.
How do I describe it? The character designs have a off-putting, like... They've got a roughness to them, and the art style is very... sort of... it's very, like... Hot
Uncanny?
Topic, very like insomnia coded. Everyone's got big bags under their eyes except for Nazuna. Oh man, everyone looks a little frazzled and rough, like Japanese high school students probably would. It's weirdly realistic in that way. All of the characters are pretty reasonably proportioned as well. I can't think of an instance where anything was terribly unrealistic or particularly off model. That said, main girl, Nazuna, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, hot topic vampiress, as I'm calling her, she's realistic looking, but she got that bod. She got that cover art bod. Oh man, I have mixed feelings about it. If only because she's aggressively contrasting with all the other characters, to the point where she's almost in a different art style. No bullshit, because she is
It seems
so
like
much
most of the
cleaner and
budget
prettier looking than everyone else.
Yeah.
The character
Everyone else had
design
a
budget
budget.
primarily definitely went to her.
Also, she's decidedly very, very lively and warm and bubbly looking, in spite of the fact she's supposed to be a vampire. Like, she's got that blush, man. She's also weirdly human for the most part. Again, I was not expecting that either. I was expecting her to be more a vampire. And there's definitely some Hot Topic vampire in there, but nowhere near as much as I was expecting. She's just kind of a nightlife freaky girl, man, who happens to be a vampire.
I can't unsee the decay between her and the fucking one crazy ass bitch from My Hero Academia. Like, hold on a second, let me find.
The hairstyle is very similar, and their hair is like exactly the same color. I know what you're talking about. Also, it doesn't help that I think her name is like Toga, right?
Yep.
She also got them fangs, them crazy fangs.
They took the crazy personality and just made it into a sweet, more shy girl out front sometimes. Good. Instead of batshit fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually works for her.
It does.
I like it, at least.
Oh, man.
Listen, I'd rather have this than the fucking females going out and punching the main character every 5 seconds.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting sick of that fucking trope more than any other.
Oh, man.
Yes. Let's speed up the MMC because of an accident that was both our faults.
Well, unfortunately,
Yeah.
for the fucking ecchi show, a lot of the ecchi on my plan to watch have man girl tsunderes. So you better brace yourself. There's gonna be a lot of that later. This show didn't do that at all. No, not at all. We've kind of touched on the setting. Like, I don't think that needs further discussion.
There's not much to talk about.
No.
There's not much to talk about this anime in general.
Nighttime urban Japan. That's the setting. It's very colorful. The lighting is crazy.
Nighttime, enjoy the night. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Enjoy the nighttime with a companion.
Oh man, so we all more or less feel okay about the art style, although it kind of off kilter. I wasn't expecting this. All three of us also noticed the weird character dissonance between Naozuna and everyone else. Possibly on purpose? Maybe not. Hard to say.
What their
I think
idea.
if you're gonna have a main character as well, that he should be a little more standout, but he really wasn't.
Oh, we'll get
He's
to
a
him.
basic bitch.
We'll get to
He's
him.
so
The characters have
incredibly
their own
inadequate.
slides. We'll get to them.
Yeah, like,
All right.
fuck's
Plot.
sake.
This is really easy. The plot is incredibly simple. Is literally we have Guy who decides to sneak out. This 14-year-old kid. He decides to sneak out and go enjoy the nightlife and go take night walks and vibe and be a vamp. Not in like the literal sense, but in like the way that I do it, where I'm just fucking nocturnal as hell and allergic to the sunlight. Oh man, he decides he's gonna go do that, and he meets this ridiculously hot, quite frankly. he meets this ridiculously.
An objective answer.
Yeah. He meets this ridiculously attractive, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, crazy woman who's very extroverted, kind of bubbly, very upbeat. She's got that man girl energy, man. She really does. And she's kind of a weirdo. But she and him hang out a bit, and she basically convinces him to come home with her. And this crazy motherfucker actually does it, which really says a lot about him. That he's probably at the end of his rope, to be honest. It says that he's probably at the end of his rope, to be honest. Because no sane 14-year-old boy goes off with a random woman who's probably a lot older than him, even if they're hot. That is a stranger danger moment right there. That's not no sane teenager's gonna do that. A stupid one might, but no sane one would do that. Not at 14. But she grabs him and drags him off and takes her to her apartment, which is the most gremlin-ass apartment you've ever seen. It's a futon in the middle of the floor.
And that's it.
And that's
A
it.
stereo. No, if you had a stereo for relaxing you.
Thank goodness. So there's a boombox and a futon directly on the hardwood floor.
Yeah,
bare
I'm
walls.
surprised there's a fucking video camera.
Tiny little bitch-ass studio apartment. Bruh.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh god, is this a porn?
That's what I was like.
Okay,
I'm like, why is the woman dragging a young boy to her apartment? That's kind of fucking.
Anyway, in
weird.
spite of spooking him multiple times, main girl still convinces him to get comfy, and he thinks he's probably about to get laid, which is weird because he goes along with it in spite of giving off basically asexual vibes. Not too uncommon for 14-year-old boys, I don't think. I imagine that happens sometimes.
No,
But he doesn't get it.
right.
He's not figured this whole dating romance women thing out at all, which at 14 is believable. But in spite of all of this, he still lays down in her bed, which is mega sus. And then we get a bunch of fan service, and then he pretends to sleep, and freaking Nazuna crawls over and chomps on him and drinks his blood because she's a fucking vampire.
That's episode 1, pretty much.
It's nothing to do with the glump.
And then he freaks out because she's a vampire, because he thinks he's gonna turn into a vampire. And then he has a kind of second weird mini freak out when he realizes he's not gonna turn into a vampire.
What the shit? I wanted that.
And then he decides, shit, I wanted that. And basically he's like, turn me into a vampire, hottie. And she's like, I can't.
Do it.
And he's like, do it. And she's like, you have to fall in love with me. Gasp. Horror.
And then he just said,
She just challenged unwittingly. She just challenged a lad who is struggling with asexuality to fall in love with her. It's just like, okay,
he's just finally taking control of life.
y'all are
going to take control of my life. Oh, I know.
The plot is asking a lot of this boy. The plot is asking a lot of this boy. The plot is asking this lad who knows basically fuck all about sex, who knows even less about women, who doesn't even understand the concept of romantic attraction in any way, who probably doesn't even understand the concept of intimacy, to fall in love. Like, the plot is literally asking a guy who has no concept of what love even is or what it means to him to fall in love, to turn into a vampire. Bro, what the fuck? Such is the plot, though. That's what happens. That's it, man. That's what the show does. It's fucking wild. I'm not sure if I like this plot or if I think it's psychotic. I'm not sure. I'm leaning more on the psychotic side. We'll get there.
I just know that it'd be really fucking funny that
We'll
I
get
didn't
there.
think of a better plot in my own head. That I was like, I'd watch it if it was this, but it's not.
I'd watch it if it was more fucking straightforward, and he was an actually good
I would watch it that if
self-insert.
instead of some weird, naive young kid with like, you know, overly gremlin bubbly personality, if we had like a complete contrast to her, where it's like a dude in like early 20s or some shit like that, and he's just completely dead. Like he's so over it. He's just out at night because he's like, there is nothing else. There is nothing. Like complete doomer energy kind of deal. That would make a great
walking
dynamic.
around, kind of hope a hot chick mugs me. Walking
Just
around,
doomer,
kind
like,
of hoping
purely
I get
done
hit
with
by a
the role.
bus. Walking around,
guess
might
into
jump
that.
off that building.
But more
walking
on the,
around.
like, you know, like emotionally
Everything is
drained.
closed.
If you have like one, like she's like very energetic. If you have like a non-energetic like pair for that, that could have been real fun. I don't know if it's really been done per se all that much, but
Welcome to
I
the
would watch
NHK
that.
does this a bit. This exact
I
dynamic
would
you're
watch
describing.
something like that.
Oh, welcome to the
Really
NHK is about incels though,
Don't like that though.
but it's apparently really well done. Like it's considered one of the most well-written things ever. So I have been told by people who like it though.
We could still do like the whole romance.
I mean,
thing
we're
with,
gonna
like, a
have to
dude
probably
like literally make it of like a dude who's just like so done with life, chaos gremlin, and then make a romance out of that. Make the dude not as fucking like dead
which,
inside.
for the record, Wraith and I completely agree on this in every conceivable way.
That would be a really fucking
We
good
both, before episode 1 was even done, we're like, I'm
This
very
literally would have
lukewarm
been
on this
better if you just
protagonist.
made it like a dude that's like 20 or
There's
something.
a weird, questionable, sus age gap here, which I'm not one of those people who's like, no, blah. It pulls me out of it a little bit because I'm like, okay, this is a self-insert. I'm supposed to be vibing with Nazuna. The show literally has first-person perspective fan service shots in it of Nazuna staring into your eyes multiple times. Okay.
And I could be more on that page if it was a little more realistic and not a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, but it doesn't work because they took pretty realistic 14-year-old doomer instead of average freaking vamp
Like,
college dude. Would have worked a lot better, especially if he's like struggling with life and like he hates
literally,
his
like I said, if it's a
existence.
dude, that's a complete contrast to her, not some clueless fucking child. That's not a good contrast. That's just kind of weird.
I'm hoping they do something with this guy. And to be fair, he's gotten some character development, a couple okay character moments as of the end of episode 3. But
We didn't watch 3. We only watched
I
up to
did.
2, I think. Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen episode 3, but I wasn't really all that interested.
Yeah, I've
to
watched
watch
3.
it.
this is part of why I have a hard time vibing with it, because they're all high schoolers, and Nazuna's way the fuck more mature than any of them. Okay,
They're
in every
trying
way.
to, like,
And meanwhile,
I think
right,
another
you
point
do
is
what
that-
I want them to do, and you just swap him out for the college self-insert. College Matt's like,
Howdy,
oh,
Morty."
hey, what's going
Yeah.
on here? Hold on a fucking
Literally-
minute.
Literally post high school.
Ma'am, buy me dinner first. Holy shit.
They're trying to play into the whole like, oh, it's like the high school
It's like
love
the
and this and that.
It's like the
And
complete opposite energy of I am down for this, but I'm suspicious. Whereas younger version is I am not down for this, and I'm very suspicious. Oh,
yeah,
man.
literally, like, it's funnier because literally you change that setting up like as it currently is. High school me, which is like, I don't care. Who are you? What are you doing? And then current me would be like, this is all incredibly suspicious, but you have my attention.
Oh, she getting your attention all right if you're older than 20. She getting your attention all right. That's for goddamn sure. Oh, man. Holy moly.
That was like the only somewhat redeeming thing is her character as a whole is pretty solid. It's just not the setting or the plot for it.
Would you believe me, Wraith, if I told you? We're gonna pull my notes up in a minute, but would you believe me, Wraith, if I told you that him being 14 is kind of the least of my problems here?
Oh dear.
It just unravels from there.
You know how we were having our fun little discussion earlier? This once again solidifies the point of it's like, why are we doing this like weird fantasized version of
Jesus.
how teenage romance works? Because there's always like, you know, a lot of shows like they do that whole when you're going like through high school or even like just before that, it's like you got all these things in your head. It's a weird time. No, it's not super realistic. Sure, there are people that experience that whole like, like what is romance and this and that. A lot of people don't give a shit. And that's the more realistic way, but they don't care about that in these shows. They're just like, let's hold on to that fantasy that everyone really cares about it. And I feel like that was part of the direction writing for this. And it's like, I get that it's a fantasy setting, but like, this is so out there. I wish it were a little more grounded in realism. Not too much to the point where it's like way too realistic and scary. Like you're allowed to have a little bit. Of fun
we'll get there in a minute.
It needs to be a little more grounded. It's a little too out.
Let's quickly, because we've kind of discussed these episodes pretty well for the most part. Let's go through briefly here. How did we feel about the direction and general watchability of this first episode? Because I thought it was pretty good, in spite of my issues.
The pacing
with
was
it.
pretty on point. I didn't have issues
not
with
bad to
pacing.
start, but
It was a little
I
bit
don't feel like
slow.
it's gonna go anywhere.
Yeah,
I feel that the
that's what it
slower
was.
pacing fits
I thought
something
episode
like
one
this.
was slow, but otherwise fine. That was how I felt about it.
Honestly, I feel like that slower pacing style actually kind of fits for what this show is.
It does, but we'll get to it. There's way too many dialogue scenes and not enough let's let the viewer breathe type scenes.
Yeah, no, they do
The show
cram
doesn't take
quite
the
a
show
bit
does not take a breath often enough. All right.
Truthfully, this show probably could have been good if it was like double length OVA kind of deal where it gives it more room to breathe. Like even like half an hour or so. It needs a little more room.
I do agree with you. I now that you bring it up, I do think I
Pacing's good.
agree.
Wish there was more runtime to let it breathe at the pacing it's at.
I do think I agree with you that the short episode length is probably not doing the show any favors.
No, you can only get so much into it. Literally, add another like couple of minutes to the runtime. Bring it up to like a half hour instead of like the 20-ish minute runtime, and you're fine.
So correct me if I'm wrong, lads, but I'm pretty sure episode 2 was just will they, won't they for 20 minutes. Also, there was a flashback.
It was tug of war.
Also, there was a flashback, pretty long flashback at some point.
It feels like just sexual tensions the whole
With a very, very
time.
long monologue attached to it.
Which,
It's
once
like a
again,
4-minute
could have been
monologue.
better if we didn't have a young boy in this weird fucking situation.
I didn't hate the monologue as much as I thought I would. Paced horrendously though. Paced
Oh,
horrendously
God.
though.
A little all over the place.
Unprompted flashbacks don't work well when you have a character. A lot of anime does this, like a lot of the slice of life and the romance shows and the dramas. Whenever you have a single protagonist and you spend all your time in their head and don't really go anywhere else, you run into this problem where you just find them constantly monologuing. When you're going to adapt this shit into anime, you need to tone those monologues way down. You need to tone the monologues way down, or it's gonna flow like shit. Or you're gonna
Listen
constantly.
to me yap for 20 minutes.
Yeah, because if the monologue's too long or too heavy-handed, it pulls the viewer out of what's supposed to be happening in the present. And then they get whiplash going in, and then they get more whiplash with the pacing, and they're even more lost when they're out of it. Because like, okay, here I am now. We're on a street somewhere. He's still monologuing. Holy shit, he's still monologuing.
Brother, do you ever shut up? Oh my god.
And even though I don't hate the contents of this monologue, it's way too long. And it's butchering the pacing and the continuity a bit too, to be honest. You can definitely tell this is a Monogatari director, let's be real, because what I'm describing, Monogatari is very guilty of this too, and it's probably my biggest critique of the whole thing, is how poorly the dialogues and the monologues are handled in that show. Even the most well-paced Monogatari season, the dialogue is like incredibly overemphasized. That's my personal opinion. I'm very pacing sensitive, and some of those episodes are just... they're wildly inconsistent. And this show has the exact same problems. The exact same problems. Oh man. But this is really a testament to how honestly pretty decent the direction is, because I find this show fairly watchable in spite of all these long monologues and the shitload of dialogue and the lack of breathing and how it's just the whole bloody show, right? We're on episode 2, and this is very relevant for this episode. It's going to get even worse in episode 3. There's so much drama, bro. Especially like borderline. We're borderline getting into melodrama territory here. This show is shockingly dramatic compared to what I was expecting. My expectation was vibes, and then my expectation after we're a few minutes in is vibes and also Nazuna. Vibes and Nazuna. That's the show. In spite of how hectic and kind of messy episode 2 is, especially in the pacing and direction department, in spite of this, and in spite of how the entirety of episode 2 can be described as there was a long extended flashback / monologue of him talking about a random thing in his childhood, which I didn't hate nearly as much as I thought I would, but it was too long. And the entire other 16 minutes of the episode are just will they, won't they, will they, won't they, will they, won't they for 16 minutes. In spite of all that shit.
Insert sex joke here as well.
Yeah, there was a couple of that. Well, Nazuna's it's in my notes. Nazuna's a relatively closeted pervert.
Relatively.
Yeah. I've seen it worse. Like she's cracking sex jokes, but as soon as you bring it up to her or call her out, she gets all flustered about it and denies it. So she's clearly closeted.
What the fuck, no?
You're the pervert, Baka. It's you. You're the pervert.
Lady, do you not understand the words you literally just said?
And I put my hands up and I cock my head and I say, "Ma'am, look who's fucking talking."
Ma'am, recall the last 5 minutes of dialogue.
Recall the last 1 minute.
Recall the last 30 seconds.
But anyway, the first 2 episodes were weird for me because Wraith was mostly falling off. Meanwhile, I am lukewarm but interested. I'm like, I could watch a season of this. I didn't even know there was a second season yet at the time. I'm like, I could do a season like this if this is the show, it's like 6 out of 10 to maybe 7, maybe a generous 8 out of 10. Could be all right. It's probably not going to be absolute cinema, but I feel like I could get comfortable with this, especially if there's like some character development, there's like a slow burn relationship and stuff. I could vibe with this. I could watch a season with this. And then we got, before I continue, does anyone else have any other thoughts on episode 2?
No, I was pretty checked out from that episode.
And now we get to the bombshell episode.
Oh, second. Let me look at my notes real quick.
Yes, please look at your
episode
notes.
Episode 2. Showing neck is lewd, but small, tight clothing isn't.
Yeah.
Sluts. The fucking brick phone.
The brick phone was kind of funny.
No, don't pull out the Nokia.
And basically, 4-big romance with lots of lewd stuff. Trying to do that with a 14-year-old. Yeah. Also, I just want to look back, go up to my notes for episode 1 real quick.
Matt, I'm looking at your notes and I've just found the funniest little bit in it. Literally, episode 1 and episode 2.
Talking about
Turbo version Twink, and then backed by Twink Boy monologues.
I mean, he ain't wrong.
I was going to bring this up. I did remember that at some point while we were discussing that I had a particular nickname for him. All right, hold on. We're doing it. I'm pulling my notes up and we're going to fucking laugh at them. Because you can tell I suffered. Both protags are weirdos. Main guy is a turbo virgin twink, as I kept calling him. Nazuna is more of a hot topic vampire gremlin creature. I don't dislike her, but I obviously dislike Protag-kun. He's a little too real for my tastes.
Yeah.
Alright, episode 2. Vibes! The whole anime lives and dies on the viewer liking its art direction, backed by twink boy monologues, Nazuna saying random shit, and sus camera shots of Nazuna's lean machine body. That's basically the whole show. Yep.
Remember, this is a show written by women.
Well, the English script was written by women. I don't know about the whole show.
There were a lot of women involved in the production of this show.
Oh, man. Yes, they're both tsunderes, which has the same energy as they're both bottoms, for fuck's sake. Yep. Oh, man.
Yes, there's the self-insert.
As...
The awakening.
As early as episode 2, I'm already questioning if this is gonna go fucking anywhere. Oh, man.
I can't believe you added your own reflections into your notes, man.
I take extensive notes. I do.
No, it's just this one in particular. Are you projecting a little buddy?
We'll see. I don't remember what's in these. Oh man, I only remember some of this. Let's see.
This man sees neck bite, and it's just like monkey brain activation.
I'm just describing the scene. That's exactly what happens.
I mean, yeah.
Episode 1 had me starting to disassociate a little bit. Yeah, it was very long. It felt like a lot more than 22 minutes. Yeah. Yep. So far, this is Shaft Light. No, as it turns out, it's just Shaft. As it turns out, it's just Shaft. one of the main Shaft directors. No, it is just Studio Shaft. Okay then.
The voice acting literally comes down to preference. There's no in between. It's whichever one you like more.
Yeah,
both are good.
Japanese dub Nazuna is good, but more leaning into the gremlin weirdo side of things, whereas Ian Nazuna is just a baddie. that's
the only reason we swapped off of English to Japanese was because I didn't like the line reads from main protagonist boy. It was weird.
It did not get any better when you turned to subs. It did not get any better. So we should talk about the soundtrack, because I don't think any of us brought that up. It's
Yeah, I wasn't very interested.
It's hit or miss. It's a blend of more atmospheric, like almost like lo-fi hip-hop kind of.
I wasn't paying attention to it at
all. I couldn't not pay attention to it because they kept putting hip-hop tracks in it. And this show reminded me just how allergic to hip-hop I am. Yeah, I did not like any of the hip-hop. I found the hip-hop mildly obnoxious, and not a good choice for a very vibey show. The more atmospheric tracks were still kind of hip-hoppy, but most of them didn't have lyrics and they were a little bit slower. Those were not offensive. but I did not like the full-blown hip-hop. That's a personal preference thing. Yeah, and end of episode 2 going into episode 3, I was like very concerned. I'm like, oh no. I was just starting to get comfy with this show in spite of its issues. And they're dropping they're dropping a second woman into the show, and there's going to be a love triangle. No.
Let's be honest, it was foretold as soon as they brought up the second communicator thing.
Yeah,
I saw it coming.
I did see that coming. I was just hoping it wasn't. I was just hoping it wouldn't happen. But I did see
there
it
was
coming.
no way it wasn't happening.
Oh man.
No way.
Oh man.
They don't have enough budget to fucking.
Well, bro, it's literally a plot coupon watch. Of course, someone he knows has the watch. Of course, that was a given. And going by the nature of this show and how it's a romance drama thing, of course it's a woman, obviously.
Why wouldn't it be?
It would have been funny if it was a dude. That would have been really funny. Oh man.
It turns out it's just like some other complete fucking geek.
You know what? I wish I hadn't thought of that just now, because it would have made the show a lot better. If we keep this 14-year-old twink boy, but as the third wheel on this relationship, we instead introduce an older, super macho nightlife gremlin dude who kind of takes him under his wing and mentors him instead, and kind of helps him navigate this whole thing. And also correctly informs him of what the audience is thinking, which is that, damn, she a baddie, bro. What the hell's going on here? How did this happen?
He wingmans. He's like, it's like a cutoff scene where he's already left and he's all by himself, and it's like how the hell did this kid manage to stumble his way into victory like this?
That would have been funny. That would have been entertaining. That would have been endearing, and that would have made the show a lot better. And I wish I hadn't thought of it.
Literally, all form of media always has that older dude that's always like the wise.
Oh, I think there's going to be at least one more guy that shows up. There's no way the cast doesn't introduce one more homie. There's no way. I don't think what I just described is going to happen. I hope I'm pleasantly surprised, but I don't think that's going to happen. I did comment on this too, sort of second to last scene of episode 3, where Nazuno goes full tsundere, and she literally jumps on a lamppost and flips him off and runs away like a little gremlin she is. Oh gremlin. Man.
I gotta love the gremlins.
She is very tsundere, by the way. She is way more tsundere than I was expecting. And that's my fault for not having expectations of something I haven't watched. That's my own damn fault as the viewer in this case for having expectations of a character that I'm not familiar with. But goddamn, dude, she is like full-blown 10 out of 10 maximum tsundere, and she's the kind of tsundere that's realistic too, where she kind of behaves in that immature, jealous girlfriend way. She's literally the clingy, jealous girl, but she's super tsundere about it, and doesn't want to admit that she has any of these feelings. It almost feels like she's repressing them for herself too, or that she doesn't even necessarily fully understand the way she feels. And part of why I overanalyze her character this way is because of how she behaves herself, where she refuses to admit it ever, no matter how often she's pressed, no matter how she doesn't like the situation, the way it's developing. She will say nothing. She will just let it happen, and then she'll get mad and leave after the fact and expect this 14-year-old twink boy to figure it out. It's just like, oh my god, woman, please stop.
I know how we describe this. Women.
Yep.
Women.
Yep. Yep.
Women.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that was kind of scatterbrained, but most of my thoughts on the general plot of this show are there. As soon as we hit episode 3, it started with me having a little mini panic attack because I'm allergic to love triangles, and then it was followed by briefly I'm okay because the 3 of them are just vibing, and I'm like, yeah, this is fine, I guess. And then and then Protag Kun, childhood friends a little too close to the sun, and Natsuno gets fucking mad. She gets really mad, but she doesn't tell him what he did, and he's too dense. It's not even dense. He just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's too nice.
Well, I wouldn't have known. Fuck. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't.
if I have correctly identified that my blonde Hot Topic vampire not girlfriend is a tsundere, I would have seen this coming a country mile away. I would have seen this coming so far away that as soon as Akira shows up, I'm like, hey, it's nice to see you, you know, it's nice you're doing well, you know, sorry to worry you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got this weird thing going with this blonde baddie over here. She's super clingy, and I gotta go deal with that or she's gonna dump me like a sack of potatoes. Okay, bye, enjoy your night. That's how I would have handled this.
Going on, I don't really got time to
as
talk.
a much more mature, experienced, better at handling and navigating this kind of thing. You know, that's how I would have handled it.
I can kind of downplay because it's like clearly it's meant to be a situation where it's like.
Did I expect him to do that?
You're sat there.
No.
But it doesn't help that you, the viewer, are sat like basically yelling at your screen like, "No, what are you doing?"
I mean, in my case, it was more like, no, Nazuna, why are you like this? Just talk to him, please, woman. Just talk to him. Tell him what's wrong. He doesn't know. He's a dude. He's a young dude. You gotta talk to him. He has no fucking idea what he did wrong. He's clueless.
Use your words.
Please stop playing the jealous tsundere archetype for 5 seconds and actually communicate.
Stop being a stereotype.
Please. Can anyone, there's 3 of you here, can anyone display any amount of social capability? Can anyone communicate at all? Please. No.
And that's the point where then you get like a director's cut in of this is how it's a reflection on society as a whole, and no one knows how to communicate anymore.
Okay. Do we have any other thoughts on episode 3? Other than me not having a good time.
Is it? I think I know.
There's not a lot to talk about the episode. It's mostly just a cafe scene. That's the big thing. It's a caffeine.
Yeah, it's a caffeine scene where they're caffeinating in the middle of the night, as gremlins do. And meanwhile,
open up in like 3 in the morning.
My co-hosts are probably reacting to this about correctly. Meanwhile, I am like free falling in slow motion, having a mini panic attack, being like, no, the plot, no.
What was happening with that Ghostbusters thing we was watching the other day? I was having a fucking moment.
Oh, dear fucking Lord.
Here's the thing, Demon, you weren't around for it, but Matt is my witness. I was just so emotionally detached by the end of the 2nd episode.
This is the deadest I've ever seen Wraith ever.
Listen, if you want me to make you feel like this is like a masterpiece, I have an anime that I watched recently that gave a solid fucking 1.
He would not survive the first episode. He would sandwich out of that shit very quickly.
Because I sandwich food. You know it's bad when I sandwich food.
He knows I would sandwich out because there is one on the fun little side show that me and him are doing that I literally sandwiched out on.
What was it?
And it was the very first show. It was the very first show he pulled into that.
I knew it was ecchi. I did not remember how ecchi it was. It's pretty ecchi.
This one is slightly falling along.
Let's keep rolling here. Characters.
Yes, bland. Very bland.
About as doomer as a 14-year-old can be. He's kind of closet emo. He's
not bad neck bone though. Oh, right there.
It's like he said, man service.
Silence. I call him a twig. That's more than enough. Oh man, what was I fucking saying? Wow, the main male lead in a show with a female vampire lead has an attractive neckline. I fucking hope so. She's got to be into something. Oh man. But anyway,
it's almost as if it's in the name, vampire.
For those of you who have seen Snafu, okay? I'm not saying the whole title, it hurts me to even think about it. For those of you who've seen Snafu, he's kind of like the protagonist from that show, only more toned down. Because the Snafu protag, who's named like He's got a funny name like Hachiman or something like that. Starts with an H. He's got a funny last name. He is like if Kirito was an antisocial incel, basically.
What are we looking for?
Oh man. My
show
teen romantic comedy snafu. Very popular anime when it started airing, because it's full of waifus. It's full of very, very cute and flirty anime women. The appeal is obvious. I think I barely survived the second season and did not come back for the rest of it.
I have a petition because I know you love to do the background images for these episodes. Can we just have a dumpster fire for this one?
No. Oh man. I might try to incorporate a dumpster fire. I might be able to do that.
Tuck it away in like the corner or some shit, yeah.
I don't know, you can find a picture of Nazuna with her legs open and just put a dumpster fire between.
No! We will not be doing that.
Come
that
on,
might
Matt,
be
you
a
know you
little
want
bit
to.
too on the nose,
That's
Demon.
a little
Matt, you know you want to.
That's a little too
You're
much.
out of line, but you're right.
Tasteful application of images. To the
Fine,
fucking
find a
video.
picture of her leaning over, tits spilling out, and put it between that.
What ones?
Is that better?
Listen, it's been made very clear. We don't even need to do this. It's been made very, very clear how Demon feels about this anime.
Listen, I gave it a 5 out of 10 for a reason.
He toned.
Yeah, that
he
five-
he
the
he
5 reasons are
completely
Nazuna.
filtered almost the entire rest of the show. Put blinders on. Nazuna. For 3
That
That is like
episodes.
the one redeeming thing about the show.
For 3 episodes, he
It
did
is
this. I am
They
They
impressed by
literally
his
handled
sheer
every other
commitment.
detail.
Oh
They literally could have
man.
handled every other fucking detail better. We'd have a pretty good show here. But
Oh man.
She's definitely a very good one. I don't care for tit size, but let me tell you, them thighs,
I
I
do.
would die.
She has that bod. She does. I will not lie about it. I will not filter my opinion. She's pushing 10 out of 10 in terms of physical attractiveness for me personally. She's incredibly sexy in every way, and I will not deny it. I will not filter it. The anime is obsessed with it way more than I am. Holy shit. Oh man. We got
Yeah.
like I'm
Would you like a
thinking
surprise?
4 to 6 thigh shots in these first 3 episodes alone. They're crazy, man. They're crazy.
I have a fun fact for you. Would you believe me if I told you? I actually do agree with you on that. It's just the everything else that upsets me so badly.
Anyway, I've freaking
Good
changed
character.
the
I
slide.
like.
I've changed the slide
Ow.
way late because we just strolled right into the bread and butter of this entire anime, which is
Hell,
that.
she even has the handlebars to hold on fucking her face.
No.
Now I'm not
Now
one of the
you're just
handlebar
lying.
boys, all right? I respect the handlebar boys, but I'm not one of the handlebar boys. I just think her hairstyle is cute and tomboyish, and that's why I like it. That's why.
It's the bitch over here hairstyle, you know.
She does look a lot different from all the other characters, though. Holy shit! Like, contrast these two for a minute. They look like they were drawn by different character designers. It's almost too much. I think part of it's she's supposed to look a little bit older. I think that's part of what's going down. She's supposed to look early to mid 20s-ish is how old she's supposed to look. I'm think going off because he's young, she's older, she's old. Still, I am attempting to anime logic age and I am failing. She's supposed to be the
Look,
anime
like you
equivalent
said,
of a
30,
college kid,
40.
okay? And then we have these two who are the anime equivalent of younger high school kids. I think that's what's happening. Also, holy shit,
They
I'm
almost look
realizing
related.
their pupils are so small, bro. What?
The extremely dilated pupils. That's probably why the design feels
Someone
so
sneak
fucking
in here and
big.
Photoshop these, because I remember the pupils being really small to make them look kind of unhinged and sleep deprived. I do remember this being an art direction choice. I did not remember them being little dots. Holy moly. Anyway, so yeah, she's the baddie next door. She's also a vampire.
Literally, you can compare her with the other one. It's literally you.
Also, he's low-key hag-maxing. You may feel about this however you wish. I will not attempt to
No,
influence.
the Genshin community would like a word with you.
All right.
This will be for the post. Yeah. You versus the girl. She tells you not to worry.
F to pay respects for my girl Akira, man. I like her personality-wise. She's a little rough around the edges, which is on purpose. She definitely fits the art style of the show better. Nazuna definitely sticks out, which again I think is probably on purpose. Probably. They do gremlin her, for the record, audience. They do gremlin mode Nazuna pretty often, where they change the art style to like kind of. It's not chibi, but they like go gremlin mode sometimes with her reaction shots. Because it's what she is. She's a blonde vampire gremlin creature. That's exactly what she is.
I was gonna say that looks a little pink. How does this fall under blonde? I don't know my range of hair colors.
You'd call it. She's got a platinum blonde lean, which is very, very.
Yeah, I was gonna
light.
say because I know there's like dirty blondes and like white.
Platinum is the very light one.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there's like a tinge of pink.
I'm a fan. Oh man! All right, y'all can discuss Akira here for me if you want, or we can just break here because I gotta go give old dad his meds.
The bitch.
The
She's
who?
very basic bitch. The bitch that's currently sitting in front of us. That
The
left.
bitch. The bitch.
Yeah, the bitch. She's that bitch. Not the bitch, which, main character, but that bitch. The bitch number 2, I guess. Very bland. Very, hope to God doesn't turn into a yandere situation.
She looks very head empty.
Head empty, definitely describes
Emotionally detached, much like the main character.
Like, if you put the 2 pictures of the guy and her between, I could not tell the difference if they were siblings or not.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing I was looking at. I was like, it really looks like they're like siblings, and that's just weirdly uncanny.
Like I said earlier, the character design besides Nazuna is just so basic, bitch. They're all basic as fuck. It's just... Fuck, you didn't watch the 3rd episode, but all they do is describe... The whole episode is like, hey, you should totally come back to school, because I'm bored as fuck.
Why do you think you're a girl?
That's pretty much all she does.
Was he
she's
friends with her? Do they pre-establish like
yes,
this one of
they
his
were friends. They were technically quote-unquote friends, at least in her eyes. He doesn't understand friendship that well,
He thought it was just, I'm just having a conversation with someone. She's like, this is my friend. What the fuck is going on? Okay, that changes things a little.
Yeah, like, she's like, oh yeah, when? Come back to school. No one's as good as you, pretty much.
When?
Yeah, and then Nazuna has a little hissy like, fuck, is he considering going to school and leaving me behind?
I feel like you two ran this episode and I just had a slow descending mental breakdown a second bloody time.
Oh, it's freaking... That's a 3. Alright, so you're probably going dead last, Matt.
That doesn't happen very often.
10 on Flash. Where the fuck am I? I can't see that. Is that a 6?
Yeah, it's a 6. Never mind, it's a 6.
So...
That's a done.
It's reverse, almost reverse order, not quite.
That is, yeah, no, that's a total
Demon
scramble.
goes, I get to go.
So that's
and
kind of
then you get
refreshing,
to go.
actually. It actually properly shuffled it.
And I guess that
Alright.
means as well that you'll be outroing, Matt, since you're going last. Make things easy. You get to wrap up your own show where everything has gone wrong.
Everything.
And I knew it was. I literally describe it in main chat as this episode's gonna be like ripping off a band-aid. Oh man.
No, it's not going to be ripping off a band-aid. It's going to be, imagine you take like some knife that you found in a dungeon where there's like a couple of spots of rust and you're like, I don't know if that's just like an imperfection or if it's rust. And then you stab yourself straight through the fucking forearm for no reason.
Jesus. Oh man. This has low-key kind of unzipped me a little bit. Not a fan. Not really the podcast episode, but the show. The show low-key kind of did.
like
I showed up wanting to vibe, and I was repeatedly and aggressively denied the opportunity to vibe.
You were look, you were
Oh,
like
man.
you're like a guy who shows up, he's like, all right, I brought snacks and drinks for the party, and then you get clubbed over the fucking head 80 times.
And then I wake up in a bathtub missing my kidneys.
Yeah, relentlessly beat over
Well, it wasn't quite that
the
bad.
head
Not
and
just
the
your kidneys, man.
relentless.
But I do wake up in a dirty alleyway with the rats. That does happen.
No, you literally are just beaten with bats until you're knocked out, and then you literally like wake up in like a dumpster.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the dirtiest the show's ever done me, but it was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie about it.
There's whiplash, and then there's bat crack.
Okay, let's get this together. Let's start rating this shit because I need more caffeine.
Go, me boy.
Okay.
You're up first.
Here's some issues already. Let's go down to meh.
Oh man.
Oh, we're going way down.
One waifu syndrome.
Obvious.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, that's. I'm also leaning towards schizophrenia.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards that because it's. My brother, you went. This random girl that pops up in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you just fucking go along with her, and willingly get into bed with her when she has nothing but a bed and a stereo, and pretend she's not gonna do something bad to you. You are out of your fucking mind.
He said it better than I probably could. God damn.
Listen, that's probably my biggest. The whole, like, I gave this a 5 out of 10, and all 5 points is a fucking well-written, well, not really well-written, I guess well-made fucking lady. I like her, but that's all 5 points are going towards her tits. And thigh.
God damn.
This is not really well-written. I'm gonna finish it. Because I like
One
her.
waifu syndrome is pretty strong. I've watched shit I should have never tolerated because of one waifu, man. Oh man.
I'm gonna finish the first season. If it gets better, I'll have to let you know, but I don't think it is.
I'm tempted to let you deal with it, but I'm also continuing.
I
Part of me
don't think
thinks
I will
shouldn't.
encourage
Part of me thinks I should, because it's already giving me
ultimately,
one
you are-
little mini breakdown.
your own person. You will ultimately decide if you want to continue or not, but I cannot suggest it at all. Oh boy, it's my turn now.
All right, let me scroll a little more here. I don't think it's gonna end up in trash tier, but scroll a little. Oh man.
Oh boy, no, you're gonna want to scroll back up for a second, because usually I'm pretty generous with shows.
Well, I don't. Demon, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Those are the only 2 I can give this fucking.
You're satisfied?
garbage
Okay.
fire.
I'm not even going with the green.
Man.
I'm not even going to present you with the green section. Such would be an insult.
No,
Oh man.
sorry, editor Matt, but you're gonna have a lot of things to put in here in a second.
That already happened once. You gave one show. I think it was episode 4.
Like
You gave that
6
shit
different
like.
rankings or something.
Yeah, you gave one like 5. I think 4 or 5.
Okay, let's get started then. Total indifference.
F.
I really did not give a shit. One waifu syndrome is a given. That there's no way.
The show is
This is a
practically
script-
made for that tag.
This is a whole scriptastrophe, because why the fuck did we go with this premise? Matter of fact, it's even so bad. Yeah, it's schizofiction. I literally was going insane at this shit, to the point that it was also mind-melting and a catastrophe, because I only cared about one character out of all the fucking people they introduced. It was so bad. It somehow doesn't manage to hit Sandwich Fu. Some miracle, probably because I lost all mental
You were too busy
capacity
not
to do
caring.
so. I was too disassociated. So yeah, I think that's the full list right there. Total indifference, one waifu syndrome, skiptastrophe, schizofiction, catastrophe, and mind melting. I think that
Ouch.
covers everything.
How did this get a 5 with tags like these? Oh man, that's right. It didn't get
And
a
also
5 though.
the
It
lack
got
of
a
an
2.
etchy tag.
It
The
got
la- I-
5
yeah, no, effectively on my scale it got a 2. using
That should
the
be
way
on here
I-
actually. That's a good idea. We should put a placeholder tag for later for when it's like thematic dissonance or whatever, where the show is not what it initially presents itself to be. That should be on here somewhere.
They it's not even necessarily that like it was completely different. They forgot to fucking label it properly.
It's like gotta be in one of these lower ones.
It's like when you go to post on a certain funny website with a funny color scheme that everyone here knows, and they don't have it tagged right, or there's way too many tags.
Oh yeah, you watch what's it called? It's not Smut, I don't think, but it starts with an S. The one where it's basically sexualized murder. That one.
Snuff.
Yeah, that.
Snuff. Yeah, Snuff.
That's the worst offender of that, where you will just be shell shocked by that shit with zero warning. Sometimes just minding your own business, not even in a sus corner of the internet, and it'll just be like, oh God, why?
Yeah,
I can't even give this like a good fan service thing because I feel like there's so much fan service happening in this show with Nazuna. It's overbearing.
Well,
there's so much. Like I like it when it's
expect that out of you.
tastefully.
You don't like ecchi.
No,
I wouldn't expect that out of you.
I like it when it's tastefully applied. There's everything within reason. Literally has been the motto I've gone through with most of these. I'm not against ecchi. It's fine. It's just when it's not applied tastefully to a show and it's just wham, blam, blam.
Well,
like,
unfortunately,
like,
ecchi is usually not applied very tastefully.
And that's the fucking problem.
And
Like,
ecchi is basically
like
it's basically like the gun. It's basically like the gun generic unhinged supervillain pulls out, where he pulls the trigger and the little flag comes out that says bang, but instead of bang, it's just a picture of Pantsu. And that's ecchi. Oh,
literally,
man.
if you do something like maybe like for like a standard 20-minute run, 2 or 3 times an episode, sure, that's fine. That's whatever. Depending on how over the top those instances are. Like, that's fine. That's whatever. I'm not against that. But when it's just like, imagine you are just like chilling, you're having a good time, you're sitting around, you're like, man, life is so good. And then a flashbang gets tossed through your window.
Yeah.
And then another one. And then another one. The entire
There
SWAT
are a
team's
lot of
outside
shows
just
that are
throwing
extremely
flashbangs in your
guilty of
fucking
what you're
window
describing.
for the funny. It's
There's
literally the whole
there's
SWAT
a
team.
lot of anime that do that.
And that's probably going to always dock points. I don't think I'm necessarily a person for that. Like I said, when it's tastefully applied, when it's not constantly happening all the fucking time, it can be good. That's fine. I'm not against that. In fact, I encourage.
Here's a good.
You can't have entirely flat stuff.
Here's a good
everywhere.
mental exercise that you've probably never even thought of. Which offends you more? Like the random ecchi flashbangs, potentially without warning at all in any conceivable way, or just constant regular slow drip of ecchi, like random medium intensity panty shots and like skimpy outfits and shit, but they're just sustained and consistent, which is more offensive.
I was gonna say, like, it comes down to severity, really. Like, because after
Both
like,
are
it's
pretty
like the
bad
same
in this
shot, like,
scenario.
no, don't get me wrong, but like you can adapt to like the same shot when it's drawn out. You're like, you'll adapt to it over time, where you're just like, okay, yeah, this is just gonna be there. It's
All right,
whatever.
let me deploy a different
You're like-
hypothetical on you.
like, I was gonna say, like, on the other hand, like when you get flashbang, it's like, oh yeah, like I like the plot. Yeah, bam! It's like, what the fuck? It, like, derails you. And then you're like, okay, well, we're moving back on track. Or it's like, bam, more. It's like, what is going on here?
All right, let me give 2 real hypotheticals that actually happen in anime. I'm not gonna tell you which animes they are. Demon may have actually seen both of these. I'm not gonna tell him which ones I'm referencing. Okay, which do you find more offensive? There is a comedic relief / fan service side character, and this woman will randomly, with either very little or literally zero warning, just have extended fan service sequences at random occasionally in the show for like multiple minutes probably, and they're very explicit, tits out. Okay, or the other hypothetical is we go through a hardcore drama like fucking like an action shonen or a mecha or something. Okay,
Or say we have like a somewhat serious
and
film
the
noir
entire thing is really
sort of
gritty and dramatic and serious, but then at some point towards the end of the show, one of the characters has a mental breakdown, and then there's a weird non-explicit rape scene just thrown in there.
Whoa, that's a little extreme.
Which
I'd rather have the silly side character. I would much rather have the silly side character.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. One of my main
Like
problems.
I said, when you have if that's the whole purpose of the character, you don't interject it too much or the frequency needs to be turned down a bit
Yeah.
You're allowed to have funny moments.
So
you're
here's-
allowed to have those.
Here's my problem, Wraith. My problem is that since I've been a little weeb, like since like 2013 or 2014, when I was like a young teenager, okay, the anime community at large has consistently vilified both of these scenarios pretty much identically.
They are not of an
They
equal
are
level. Are you
turbo
fucking kidding me?
mega opposed and offended by both of these things aggressively and intensely, and will score bomb anime that do either of these things on my anime list.
What? That should not be. These are
And
not
they-
a comparable
And
level.
they have consistently been doing this for more than the decade I've been a weeb. And this, what I'm describing to you, I don't know if this phenomenon has a name other than schizophrenia,
They're
but
tourists. They're
I don't
fucking
know if this
tourists.
phenomenon has a name other than terminal online insanity, but
Tourist behavior.
and extreme prudishness, that too. But the weeb community has been consistently like this for the longest time, and it's probably my least favorite thing about the community. Out of everything, this is probably my least favorite thing, is that they do this. You cannot have any sex in your anime. You can have sexy characters, you can sometimes have sexy outfits, but if there's any actual sexiness or naughtiness in the show
Even if it's
at
implied.
all, even implied, they will flip
Even-
the fuck out immediately. Oh man, there was one show years ago. It was a rom-com, and it went from like a 7.9 to like a 7.4 or 7.3 in one episode, because the main character had sex, and it's just like, are you
Are we
kidding?
fucking serious?
Yes. Yeah. I can't remember what show because I did not give a fuck that it existed, but I just thought it was really funny and really terrible simultaneously that happened. That people flipped shit when that happened. You think that was bad? You should have seen the Orimo, however you pronounce that. You should have seen the Orimo bomb. That was so fucking funny. Oh man. I don't even want to spoil what happens. Demon knows what I'm talking about. I don't even want to spoil exactly what happens. Let's just say there's two girls in this show. Only one of them is controversial, and the controversial one wins in the end. And people got very, very, very upset. I don't think I've ever seen such a violent and intense, like, downward spiral into oblivion from the anime community before. Like, this was worse than the Goblin Slayer shit, man, and that was pretty bad. So the only context you need for the Goblin Slayer shit is that it's a super dark fantasy show, kind of like Berserk, maybe even a little bit darker, to be honest. And the goblins are rapey. That's the plot of Goblin Slayer. And this happened in the first episode. And in people's defense, I don't think Crunchyroll content warning did properly, which is why it bothered me personally. I wasn't mad at the show, I was mad at Crunchyroll for being shit. I think they've since mostly fixed this problem. However,
you had one job to properly
the entire anime community, about 60% of the anime community anyway, I don't know why so many people watched this when it was so far out of stony people's wheelhouse, but they did. They watched this shit knowing it was dark fantasy. It was probably going to be really, really violent. And there are some really violent deaths, and also really violent not deaths in the show. It's only medium gory though. It's not nearly as gory as I was expecting, to be honest, but it's pretty fucking violent and gritty and dark, which all is on brand, by the way. The show's not settled. This is what it's gonna be. Okay, but people, because they weren't ready for the sexual assault, when that shit fell like a fucking nuclear bomb on the anime community, and I've never seen so many people collectively have like a violent, terminally online implosion than when that shit came out and aired.
Yeah, if I were to blindly go and watch the
insane.
show and it wasn't tagged properly to warn me of that, and I suddenly get hit with that, I would have the biggest.
We actually haven't
mental
had drama
defense in
this
my
bad in the anime community for a while. It's been at least a few years since we had anything that was anywhere near this controversial.
life. Unless you tie in VTubers, just because they're somewhat loose.
If you count VTubers, oh my god, it's constant.
I feel that VTubers as a whole pulls out the same kind of like weird, awful behaviors as people with politics. just specifically more in the anime.
A lot of VTubers are political because, hot take, VTubing in general is just the way to get introverts, especially introverted women, to join the rest of like the larger live streaming and gaming community. It's just a very attractive mask they put on to maintain anonymity, and that's what it takes that much effort to get them out of their shells, but that's basically all it is a mechanism to draw out the introverted women. This has been my opinion on VTubing basically forever. Some of them go farther than that with it, but the vast majority, like 96-98% of them, are this. They're all enjoying a little masquerade, and I'm fine with it. But that's what it is, honestly. Which is why I don't equate VTubing with the rest of the larger anime community at all. No. Because yeah, they're anime girls appearance-wise, but they're just normal, terminally online gremlins and gamer girls and such, you know, in terms of actual behavior and personality. So to me, it's nowhere near the same.
Man, don't you know the obvious thing that everyone says? Women don't exist on the internet.
Yeah, just men.
This has been repeatedly proven false for a lot of reasons.
No,
I didn't buy it then, and I am
look,
convinced it's wrong now.
it's just the obvious facts. Clearly, women don't exist on the internet. You're just schizophrenic. It's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Women don't exist.
They're not real. They're just a construct of the mind. Don't worry about it.
This has all been an illusion. Nothing came true.
We're living in a simulation. We are math. You are numbers. There's no accountability. Emotions are fake. You're fake. You're a brain in a jar, floating in an abyss.
More mental
You are a
breakouts.
jelly in a liquid.
Disclaimer, everything I just said was satire and fucking stupid.
Oh yeah.
That was my best Doomer impression.
Try to avoid the truth, Matt. Go ahead.
Okay, the simulation thing might have some weight to it, but the rest of that was nonsense. The rest of that was me impersonating the local schizophrenics. Oh, man.
Put your ratings down, Oil.
Oh, fuck, it's my turn. I forgot. I was too busy having another mental breakdown. Third one this podcast. This is great. Oh my god, so obviously I'm gonna start in Supreme tier. Totally, yeah, huh? Yeah, okay. Alright, step 1. Eye candy. For sure. For sure. She got that bod, man. She got that bod, she got that look, she got them eyes. She got them vampire eyes, man. In a good way, though. Also, she weirdly way prettier than anything else in this show. Even the pretty backgrounds. What's up with that? I'm still confused by this. All right, poorly paced. Jesus, oh my lord. Oh, that episode 1 pacing is something else. The rest of it's slow, and I generally dislike flashbacks, especially weird long ones for no particularly obvious reason. The poorly paced is obvious here. Unicorn is what I was hoping to give this, but I don't think it's earned it yet. Messy is... no, that's too generous. Let's see. Poorly adapted... kind of. Is it bad enough to earn the keyboard pillow, though? No, it's not really the fault of the adaptation.
To avoid watching the show.
No, the paper cut is obvious. I'm in pain. Emotional pain watching this sometimes.
Thematically, I went even lower.
This one is the former paper cut rather than the latter. Thematically intolerable at times. Yes, I something about this shit just unzips me, bro. Not in a good way, in a very not good way. In a holy crap, why is this happening? Can this stop happening? Spare me, please. Holy shit. In that kind of way. One waifu syndrome. The new poster child, quite frankly, of one waifu syndrome. Oh, man. Oh, man. Protag-kun, though. I just... it's okay if you can self-insert over him. I don't take offense to that. Me personally, he's too much of a turbo virgin. I can't handle it. I cannot handle it at all. So I think I'm going to jump all the way through the pink and actually give this a catastrophe, straight up. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. It's not in the way I would normally give this tag either. It's in the, no matter how hard I try, I cannot like these character dynamics. They hurt me. They cause me distress. And I'm not going to lie about it. I wish it weren't so. That's why, man. That's how I ended up here. Sitting in the dumpster and trashed here. That's how I got here, man. Because I tried so hard to like this show. And in the end, I'm just really, really lukewarm on it. And it's not even lukewarm in the normal way. It's lukewarm in the roller coaster way, where it has great highs that I enjoy, even if I don't personally like all the character dynamics, and I'm not always a fan of the script. When I start getting comfy and I start vibing with some of the scenes in this show, I'm enjoying it. And then when it goes into another scene and suddenly there's all this drama and shit, dude, and there's all this love triangle shit, and we got people who are so dysfunctional and so night gremlin they can't even communicate at all, and I'm just sitting here like, no. I'm too much of an empath. I care too much. I can't disassociate. I can't turn my brain off the way some people claim they can, man. I've never been able to do that. Oh, man. Anyway, that looked kind of like Wraith's tears. Kind of. Not nearly as harsh, but similar. Oh, man.
Hey, Matt, scroll down a little bit more.
What are you doing down here?
No, my God.
Why are you doing this? Look, I understand the protagonist is 14, but you didn't need to age down either, okay? You didn't need to age down along with him.
He lost mental capacity from this. I think
we all did.
Sorry, I'll be a true
somehow the guy
gentleman.
with a total indifference tag made it out the best out of the three of us.
There you go.
Oh man, now I have to think about if I recommend this or not. God damn it. Oh man. Fucking hell, dude. Oh man, I feel about this show the exact same way I feel about Batum. Where I want to like Batum, but at the same time, Batum makes itself hard to like due to various production issues and direction problems and writing problems. It's got a little spattering of everything. Oh man.
That's the unanimously good thing.
Oh my god. Co-host, take the wheel. I don't want to drive anymore.
Alright.
Oh my god, man. I'm fucking dying over here.
This to almost anyone unless you are so lonely and desperate to feel something. This whole anime is being held together by one very cute gremlin. That is pretty much the anime. I will watch it and see about change, but I don't think it's gonna change.
Wraith. Take it. Take the mic, Wraith.
I might drop it.
It's okay. It's fine.
I think it's pretty apparent. I can't recommend this show because there are a lot of things I don't like about it. If you are one of the people who likes this kind of shit, I mean, go for it, but I can't suggest it myself. You'll never know if you like a show unless you try it, and honestly, I don't really recommend it in this case, because that is a lot of psychic damage to take from it.
Okay, so here's how it's gonna go. This is how it's gonna play out. I have enough film critic in me to film critic this too. So, if you are the type of viewer, first and foremost, who is anything like myself at all, in any way, and you have a tendency not really to project so much, you're just the empathetic type, and you feel a lot of secondhand emotions and like secondhand embarrassment and stuff, this will be like hanging you up on meat hooks and beating you down for multiple episodes. I mean, you're hanging on meat hooks over a pretty nice looking town, but you're still being tortured, you know? It's that kind of deal. It looked nice, but ouch. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna put you through it, man. If you're the type of viewer who's very pacing sensitive and doesn't generally like the slow burn rom-com type shit, you will hate this. You will hate this even more than it made me. As distressed as I am, this will just make you hate the show intensely. You'll want to kill the script.
You'll lose that last sliver of your soul you didn't think was possible to lose.
If you don't like the slow burn rom-coms, this may in fact bring out new levels of lows that you didn't even know you could humanly experience. Strongly do not recommend it to those types. To people who actually like rom-coms, this is a wild card for you, because we have a main girl who's probably nothing like any of the other ones you've dealt with. Which, you know, that's some new uncharted territory for you. And I know you rom-com viewers, you've seen so many rom-coms and straight romances, and probably a lot of straight melodrama shit too at this point. You've seen so much. You've probably seen like 200 animes, whatever I'm at, only they're all rom-coms and melodramas and shit. I understand how y'all think, okay? And this one's a wild card for you. Nazuna's a weird main girl. Sometimes they'll do this. It can be good. It can be good, okay, when anime change things up and throw some curveball protagonists at you. She's about as curveball as possible. So my advice to you guys, I'd say give it 2 episodes tops. This isn't going to take 3 episodes. Give this 2 episodes top for you rom-com guys. And if Nazuna's not doing it for you, and her unusual kind of unhinged wild relationship, couple, not a couple, on again, off again dynamic that these two have going on, if you're not vibing with it, you're also not going to like this show. You might in fact hate it, in fact. If you're the type of viewer who has an ability that I absolutely envy but I'm not convinced exists, where you can kick back in your chair real low, I don't know, drink, maybe eat an edible or something. I know some of y'all do that, okay? And disassociate and just stare into the screen and turn your brain off and just soak in all the vibes and the atmosphere and pay fuck all attention to anything else that isn't Nazuna being cute, Nazuna being sexy, or the show being pretty. You'll love this. This is your jam. This seems to be a majority of the anime community somehow. As a final audience I can speak to. If you're the type of viewer who doesn't generally give a shit about what you watch at all, you just kind of watch random anime, especially like the popular seasonal shit. First of all, how? But second of all, if that's the kind of viewer you are, okay, and you've kind of strolled up to this, man, I don't know how to tell y'all this, but you're probably also gonna hate this.
Rethink your life choices.
Specifically because this is like the complete far-flung opposite of normiecore, and the normiecore people are who I'm talking to right now. They will hate this. He's 14, she's like appearance-wise and general personality like mid to late 20s probably. In reality, like 30 plus. You know, her not boyfriend is 14. Okay, this will make you have an even worse mental breakdown than I've been experiencing for about 36 hours. This will make you have an even worse mental breakdown than mine, probably send you into twit-longer mode, and possibly drain your soul to nothing, flatline your sanity, and earn you a seat in the nearest psych ward. you normiecore guys who just are here to watch good seasonal anime might die. Y'all might die. I'm sorry to inform you of this.
It's terminal.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to myself have a mental breakdown or two, or however many, I've lost track. And also to my glorious co-hosts who carried this episode while I floundered and cried and died an emotional death. I'm slowly reviving. I'm scraping myself off the floor through sheer force of will and my desire to critique anime like the nerd I am. But this was a rough one, guys. I would like to thank Carl Casey at Whitebed Audio, the Chad himself, who continues to be awesome, quite possibly the best royalty-free music producer alive, maybe. You are a legend, my guy, and this production would be noticeably worse without you. Seriously, I was listening to a podcast the other day and it has no BGM, and I did not get over it for a while. I was sad. I'm like, bro, you don't realize how much the BGM adds to the vibes until you take it away, and then you're just... Man, dude, the BGM really adds a lot. All right. I think we're good. I'm not good, but we're good collectively.
No, don't worry, man. We'll kill some things to cheer
Thanks
you
for
up a
watching,
little bit.
guys.